Welcome back to the session. As you know, put down that tobacco. You don't need the tobacco smoke. Go ahead and get you some raw papers. It's going to change your life for the better. Shout out to Josh from Rock and Roll. You know what I'm saying? If you know, you know. The best papers on the planet, raw papers only. Let's go ahead and get into it. We got 28 days left for Bitcoin Lithium. 28 days left, Bitcoin Lithium. What are you going to do? Are you going to tap in and invest? Or are you going to continue to let the days go by? And are you going to let the coin go live or the token go live before you even tap in and purchase? Over $6,100,000 raised for Bitcoin Lithium so far. The fact that we're in pre-sale and over $6 million has been raised on a token that has not hit market yet, insane. With the total supply of only 500 million tokens, that's the complete supply, right? Now, 200 million tokens to be dispersed / bought throughout the pre-sale. So what happens, if we don't get those 200,000 or 200 million tokens all used up? Will they burn the rest of, those tokens? I think they might just add it to like liquidity or something like that. I'm not too sure on what they will do. We can only go off what the website tells us, and extensive audit report, extensive white paper, multiple pages long. So it's always important to reread and continue to go back and double check these things and continue to read, because you'll always learn new information, because you might have missed something the first time you looked at it. You know what I'm saying? We got the OG, goofy hat on today. You know what I'm saying? If you know, you know. If you don't, well, then that's just unfortunate. But you want to stay consistent. You want to continue to grind out here. We're going to reiterate the staking portion, the staking mechanism within Bitcoin Lithium. This is how you get passive income. You want to make passive income with Bitcoin Lithium, or you just want to make passive income in crypto? Bitcoin Lithium, pretty much the first carbon credit to, become a cryptocurrency and become a real world asset, real utility token. You have an option to earn passive income from the Bitcoin Lithium that you hold. You own the Bitcoin Lithium, like you're the Bitcoin Lithium's owner, right? For the tokens that you have, you're its owner. You own the Bitcoin Lithium, but when you stake it, your Bitcoin Lithium tokens are getting up in the morning, they're taking their little smoke break, and they're going to work. And guess what? At the end of the day, they receive a paycheck. Who does that paycheck go to? It goes to the owner. Who's the owner? You. Get paid for doing absolutely nothing every single day. And that's the most craziest thing about, that's the craziest thing about Bitcoin Lithium right now. The staking mechanism, the rewards, it increases every single day. So you're getting paid out every single day. And if you're holding a good amount of tokens, if you're holding over 6 figures worth of tokens, you can be pulling in a good amount, But if you could pull in over 1,000 tokens a day, if price for one token gets to $1, you'll be bringing in $1,000 a day. And what are they saying? priced to surpass $1 in 2025. So all you gotta do is continue to stake, continue to earn those rewards every single day. And when the token goes over $1, all those 1,000 tokens a day you got just turned into, $1,000 a day if you decide to sell when the token price, is above $1. And, you could bring in a big bag, not even off the tokens you purchased, just off of the tokens that's working for you. Do not sleep on the staking mechanism. That's why the 75 million tokens in liquidity, it's enough, because that 100 million tokens for the staking mechanism, a lot of folks are going to be staking those tokens. A lot of folks are going to be staking, and they're going to hold in the staking position, especially if they can get back free money. This isn't a meme coin. This isn't one of those, hype coins where it's like, okay, I got to sell it during the hype. I got in early. We got to sell during the hype. This is a token that's going to be around for generations to come. So yes, can you, possibly make some cheese when the token first goes live? If you, been invested since day one, stage one, oh, absolutely. But if you did it right, and you had enough staked, and you got in stage one, stage two, even stage three, you're gonna have enough, in just the rewards off the staking to not even touch, what you purchased and what you got staked. Just use the rewards and get a healthy ass return back. So it's all about strategy. How are you guys strategizing your Bitcoin Lithium? Because you may be somebody who's already tapped in and has some Bitcoin Lithium, you know what I'm saying? And you just happen to be tapping into this video today. What's your strategy? What's your game plan? How are you, how'd you come in? How are you going to exit? How long are you going to hold? All these things, come into effect, in the crypto space. But what you have is an opportunity. You have an opportunity to do things that haven't been done in the crypto space. With the token that, is just about to be released in 28 days, they've already raised over $6 million, and that's just off of the website. You can only purchase this token off of the official website. So that's insane, right? That's insane. Can you imagine once it hits centralized and, decentralized exchanges where people can go to wherever their wallet, whatever app their wallet is on, they could just go there and purchase their fucking tokens and then, trade them, use them, whatever, So it's like, it's crazy work. And that's the thing, when the coin first goes live, right? And we get a surge in price because we're getting some hype, So obviously, in crypto, if there's hype around the coin, price is obviously, market cap gonna be going up, price most likely is gonna be going up. Unless people, do the little pump and dump things, but that's mainly with meme coins that have no, the auto report's not correct, so it'll say like, okay, this is a honeypot token, or this is a with you, whatever the fuck it is, Bitcoin Lithium, first of all, it's not a meme coin, it's a real world asset, you know what I'm saying? It has real utility. The staking mechanism, everyone's not gonna be, emptying out their whole bags, so we don't even really have to worry about the liquidity like that, because everybody's not gonna be dumping their bags. They're gonna be trying to, increase their bags, with the staking mechanism. So they're gonna continue to hold, a dollar is really just, a dollar is really, to give some folks a good break, like, okay, here. But the real goal is like, $33, $100, $200. Like, if one token can be worth that price, different kind of ball game, different kind of world. And that's the thing. I believe it can get to $33 in 2026. You know? With how good, you know, the website, auto report, you know, white paper, everything, you know, it just, the roadmap, like what they stand for, what they're investing in, everything just is, it's amazing, you know what I'm saying? It's like ain't no other crypto has been doing that. So if this crypto, when it launches, become, you know, a top 10, top 15, top 20 crypto, the buzz off that, you know what I'm saying? That's marketing in itself, you know what I'm saying? People always, oh, what's the top 20 cryptos? You know what I'm saying? If people are seeing, oh, Bitcoin Lithium, what's this? And then they look at the, you know, the website, the white paper, the auto report, the roadmap, they start looking at Bitcoin Lithium and seeing, you know, everything they got going on, all the promise is showing, people are going to be tapping in, you know, so you could best believe that coin would be over $1. Now, do I think it'll be over $1 first day? First day of launch? I don't know. You know, I don't know. But maybe, you know, a couple days afterwards. You just never know. You know, you just never know. It can shoot up. I believe it can do that, you know what I'm saying? Because the market cap is just continuing to fill. So like probably like 4 days after launch, 4 days after launch, you never know, you know what I'm saying? That bitch could go over $1. And then, you know, off of the hype alone, you know, and then obviously it may come back down a little bit, you know, to correct itself. And then, you know, gradually get back there and then forward. So that first initial, you know, that first initial spike, if you properly, you know, if you're staking big bags, you know what I'm saying, you probably got, you know what type of rewards you got, you know what I'm saying? So you can literally just, you know, all right, I'm gonna cash out these rewards while this shit just hit a massive spike. Boop, boop. Take some good profits, you know, you take some excellent profits, you know, and then keep the rest staked and let that passive income do its thing, you know, because if you're getting 1,000 tokens a day and shit's at $1, even if it's at, you know, 60 cents, you know what I'm saying? You're still getting about $600 a day. If it's at 60 cents, I'm getting 1,000 tokens a day. So it's just crazy, dog. Like, people don't really understand what's happening here, but it's okay because they will very soon, you know. You'll be able to see the numbers, you'll be able to see the charts, you'll be able to see every single detail that you could possibly fathom and imagine, you know. Once that coin goes live, you know, let it be live for 2-3 months. And, you know, you'll see what it's doing. And then obviously, once we get to after Q2 and we move on to Q3, a couple more, you know, centralized and decentralized exchanges open up. You know, the blockchain integration that they're, the green blockchain integration that they're working on for, you know, good, clean energy, that's going to be releasing. And so they got a few different things that's going to be happening. And you got to remember, the end of May, they're having a Bitcoin convention, you know, where all the investors in the world are getting together, you know, and speaking, talking about Bitcoin. Y'all don't know how crazy this shit is right now. Like, okay, there's a lot of shit going on in the world. Okay, you know, I understand that. Different things going on in the world. Y'all got stuff going on with quote unquote celebrities and this and that, you know, government politics, just, you know, bullshit, you know, a bunch of bullshit, you know. so many people are not locked in right now in the crypto space, especially, you know, with utility coins and real world assets. You know, people aren't really tapped in like that. You know, a couple months ago, crypto was getting a little bit of buzz just off of like, you know, meme coins and shit. And that's a bad look, to be honest. You know what I'm saying? The fact that people were saying, oh, you know, meme coins they're just going to change the game. They're not, you know, they're hype coins, and they will always be hype coins. That's all it is. There's no utility in a meme coin. But a real world asset, you're gonna see what Bitcoin Lithium does. You know, I'm gonna buy a fucking mansion off of the Bitcoin Lithium I have. I'm gonna get my Type R. I'm gonna trade in my car, get the Type R with this Bitcoin Lithium. It's gonna be, you know, it's gonna be interesting, and you know, I would only, you know, show y'all for motivational purposes only, not to flex. You know what I'm saying? That's why I don't have Instagram. You know what I'm saying? I don't do the, you know, the little flex and shit, you know, but I would, you know, show y'all little glimpses, you know, in a little video, YouTube video or something for motivational purposes. You know what I'm saying? You got an opportunity in Bitcoin Lithium right now that's just unmatched, you know. It's just unmatched. If you just want to, you know, even if you just want to save money so that you can buy a house, you know, or get a down payment on a crib, or you want a new car, or, you know, you just want to go on a vacation with your family, like, you know, at the end of the year type shit. Like, you could do that. Put your money in Bitcoin Lithium and stake. You know, when you start staking, you're going to be getting more money on top of the money that you already got invested. So it's really like getting the match. But, you know what I'm saying, we're not playing with no 401 fucking Ks, you know, obviously. You can double, like, people talk about wanting to double their money all the time. This is a way to triple your shit, you know. This is the session. You know, we only fucking with the raw papers. You know what I'm saying? Put down that tobacco. What's on these? Just 45s? You know what I'm saying? My pops be fucking with this shit. You got the 45s on here, 135. You know, it's a little bit bullshit though, you know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna go ahead and throw these 35s. It's right here in the front of the camera. You can't really see, you know what I'm saying? Because it's, you know, this way. But go ahead and toss the 35s on here with the 45s. So we got 205 on here. We got 205 on here, very light. Definitely nothing. Yeah, I think y'all can be able to see it. Nothing too special, you know what I'm saying? I don't feel like putting on no more plates. So we're just gonna do 205, just to get a little pump going. Why is this just so high up? That nigga had the bar. Oh shit. That nigga had the bar hella high up. And I got some long ass arms, nigga. I'm 6'7". Could barely grab that motherfucker. Like, god damn, nigga, what's this? He's probably doing squats. Cause ain't no way, bro. That shot could barely fucking. I couldn't even do the wide grip. I had to go inward. Yeah, that's crazy. But get your Bitcoin Lithium. You know what I'm saying? 28 days left. What are you gonna do? But hey, that's y'all decision. This is the session, and I'm gonna tap in with y'all later.